Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a show that's going to piss off a lot of people, but I don't give a good goddamn. We're going to talk about it. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, you know, there have been some people out there that have been saying that the more LeBron plays and the more that he continues to lose, it's actually pushing him further and further out of the GOAT debate. Now, I think it's important to say that the GOAT debate is a media-created invention. People in reality don't think so. It's just media plants, people scattered all throughout media that go out there and try to make this thing a real debate, and then therefore you have younger, impressionable fans growing up and they think this thing is a real debate. When in reality, it's just a debate made up of just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Just a bunch of smoke and mirror. There is no debate from top to bottom. MJ is by far the more superior NBA player, and I don't think it's close. Some people think it's close. I don't think it's close at all. There's nothing that I've seen from LeBron to make me be like, man, this dude might just be what's the thing? What's the thing we're talking about here? What's the thing? What's the thing? What did you see that made you say, oh man, what did you see? What did you see? So look, even just the other day we were doing a live, we were talking about MJ, and we were talking about Anthony Edwards. It's like, your mind's of MJ. I'm like, yeah, kind of, but no. There's nobody like Michael Jordan. Yeah, Kobe played similarly to Jordan during that second three-peat, but that first three-peat Jordan, and when he first got into the end, there's nobody. Nobody. I've watched a lot of Michael Jordan highlights, some in-game footage. There's nobody that played basketball like him. Nobody. No one. I haven't seen the person, right? I haven't seen it. But one of the things that LeBron has been destroyed for throughout his career, and he's been roasted for a lot of things, but one of the things he got really roasted for was that infamous speech he made when he first signed with the Miami Heat, when they had this pre-parade or whatever, pre-championship parade, where they really were turning people off, and it was so cringe, where he stood up there on the stage and he said, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, right? Not eight, because they thought they were going to go on there and win like 6, 7 championships. Well, folks, after he made those statements, not only did they not win 6 championships or 7 or 8, they got absolutely embarrassed in the first year that they went to the NBA Finals. Ultimately, they were able to bounce back and win 2 consecutive championships. So this morning, I was going through the internet, came across a pretty interesting article from Basketball Network saying Michael Jordan took a shot at LeBron James when discussing how many titles would Chicago have won if the 1998 team never broke up. And I'm like, oh, really? Nah. Oh, really? Nah. But before we even get into what MJ had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into what this article had to say here. It says, Michael Jordan says they could have won at least one more title if the Bulls didn't break up in 1998. Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls built the dynasty during the 1990s. They completed 2 three-peats, during an 8-year span from 1991 to 1998 to establish themselves not only as the best team in a decade, but one of the greatest basketball squads of all time. But successful as the Bulls were during that period, Michael Jordan was still bothered by the fact that they never got to keep the dice rolling and see how far their luck could take them. After achieving a second three-peat in 1998, the Bulls surrendered the Larry O'Brien Trophy without losing on the basketball court by going their separate ways. It was a very sad situation because we never lost in the final, said Michael Jordan in a 2013 interview with his good pal Ahmad Rashad. I never knew what it felt like, at least if you're gonna think I'll be the king of the hill, until somebody knocks you down there. You can shake the hand and say, you enjoy now, you're gonna see how difficult it is, but it never happened. The Last Dance, the Bulls entered the 1997-1998 season knowing that it would be their last. Phil Jackson was already told he wasn't going to come back even if they went 82-0. And Jordan declared that he'd rather retire than play for another head coach. And also, Scottie Pippen, controversial contract expired at the end of that year. It then said, and so, despite winning a third straight Larry O'Brien Trophy in 1998, the dynasty team was disbanded, leaving Jordan and the crew thinking about what ifs. Now we have to live the rest of our lives with the idea that we could have won 7, we could have won 8, or we could have won 9. The LeBron thing, but we were halfway there. We could have done all of that, but for whatever reason, it was not meant to be, added Mike, and thus took a dig at LeBron James' statement that the Miami Heat would have won 8 or 9 titles when he assembled the big three there with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, but only managed to win 2. Your man said the LeBron thing. Oh my Lord. He said the LeBron thing. Well, folks, let's talk about it. Look, this is hilarious. He said the LeBron thing. That pisses off LeBron fans, I know. Which brings me a lot of joy, by the way. But that pisses them off, right? It pisses them off because in their mind, they thought that, look, this is going to be it, man. Not only are we going to get Jordan, we're going to surpass him. And I think they had a rude awakening. I think LeBron fans actually thought that LeBron had including himself, right? Even he had the tattoo on his body called The Chosen One. I think they really believed that they were going to supplant Michael Jordan. And I think they came to the cold realization that would never happen. I think the moment LeBron realized that was when KD joined the Warriors. And he was like, they're just not going to let me get to 6. Right? They're just not going to let me get to 6. And I think ever since then, LeBron has been trying to do things to convince people. Look, if LeBron James truly believed he was the GOAT, he wouldn't be playing basketball any longer. He wouldn't be. If he believed that he was the greatest player of all time, he would have retired a long time ago. But he is still trying to convince people that he is the greatest player ever. So he's trying to do one thing or the other, whether it was scoring 40,000 points or this record or that record. But every year he comes back with the realization that people simply don't care. And it must hurt because you're looking at yourself. You're like, bro, I played for 22 years. This guy only played for 15. And the vast majority of NBA fans believe he's better than me still. Think about this. After the Last Dance docuseries dropped, they polled younger fans then in 2020. And almost the full majority went with Jordan. It was ridiculous. They were like, who would you rather have a beer with? It was like Jordan, who has a better, I don't know, walk. It was just crazy stuff. They were just Jordan. It wasn't even close. Because what the Last Dance docuseries did was it put Michael Jordan highlights into context. It's one thing if you go online and you watch a player's highlights, but you don't know the context that they were in. But once you got a chance to see those plays and his greatness in context in real life situations, you're like, oh my Lord, who's better than this guy? So even young people believe it's still Jordan. So look, man, for Jordan to take that shot at LeBron and call it the LeBron thing is apropos. But the only difference is when Jordan said it, a lot of people believe that he could do it. When LeBron said it, well, you saw the results. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Catch you on the next show. Peace.